Alright, today we're doing my top 50 old school hip hop albums ranked. So I'm giving a list from 50 all the way up to 1. First off, what counts as an old school hip hop album? Anything that I say. It's all subjective to me. So some of these are like 90s albums, some of them are 2000s albums. It's just based on what I think counts. And how am I ranking them? I am ranking them solely based off of my enjoyment. And that's important because I ranked a certain West Coast producer's very well loved album quite low. So just prepare yourself for that one. Also, disclaimer, numbers 50 through 38 on the list, I've only listened to one time. I've only been listening to old school hip hop for about a year. Before that, I used to say I would rather listen to any country album than Jay-Z. For some reason, I thought this genre was horrible. That has changed drastically. It's now basically my favorite genre, if not my favorite already. So I haven't listened to very many albums. There's a lot of albums you think should be on this list that aren't. Just accept that I haven't listened to them and recommend them down in the comments. But albums 50 through 38 on this list, I've only listened to one time, and I basically ranked them randomly. So just prepare for that. Number 50, Stillmatic by Nas. Number 49, Life After Death by Biggie. 48, Marathon by Nipsey Hussle. 47, Strictly for My Redacted by Tupac. 46, The Predator by Ice Cube. 45, The Eminem Show by Eminem. 44, Are You Still Down by Tupac. 43, Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z. I do love Brooklyn's Finest, but I don't remember any of the rest of the album. 42, B by Common. 41, The Anthology by A Tribe Called Quest. 40, Aquemini by Outkast. 39, Wu-Tang Forever by Wu-Tang Clan. 38, Paid in Full by Rakim. Like I said, those are all the albums that I have only listened to once, so I'm sorry for the error in my ranking amongst them. From this point on, the error in my ranking amongst them is 100% my fault, and you can blame me for it. Number 37, Operation Doomsday by MF Doom. 36, I'm so sorry, just bear with me. I just don't like that many of the songs on this album. I'm so sorry. I only like one song off of this album. The rest of them I can see how they're supposed to be good, but it's The Chronic by Jay-Z, or The Chronic by Dr. Dre here at number 36. I'm so sorry. 35, All Eyes on Me by Tupac. 34 is the Slim Shady LP. 33, Like Water for Chocolate by Common. Unlike B, which I've only listened to once, I've listened to this album many times, and I like it quite a lot. 32, People's Instinctive Travels on the Passive Rhythm. I might have said that too fast. 32, People's Instinctive Travels on the Passive Rhythm by A Tribe Called Quest. It's a great album. And right next to Tribe's debut album, we have De La Soul's debut album at 31, 3 Feet High and Rising. 30 is Stankonia by Outkast. 29, Straight Outta Compton by NWA. 28, Born Like This by MF Doom. This album gets underrated constantly. People rank it at almost the very bottom of MF Doom's discography constantly, and I don't see it. I love this album. I think it's amazing. I don't really see the problem with it. 27 is Food and Liquor by Lupe Fiasco. Shout out to Lupe. This album was made in the year that I was born, so I have like a special connection to it for no reason. 26, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. 25, that was by Public Enemy, by the way. 25 is Doggy Style by Snoop Dogg. Super great album. From 25 up, these are like must listen to. I think there's an obvious gap from 26 to 25 in the rest of the list. 25 up are must listen to incredible albums, and Doggy Style is one of those. 24, The Blueprint by Jay-Z. Back-to-back Jay-Z. We got 23, The Black Album by Jay-Z. A lot of people are going to flame me for that one. I think The Black Album is better, probably just because we kind of move at the same tempo, me and The Black Album, and that helps. It's just kind of exactly my pacing, and I love it. 22 is Mad Villainy by MF Doom. I realize how good this album is, but I just don't have as much fun listening to it as I should. 21, Things Fall Apart by The Roots. 20, Atlians by Outkast. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I always mess it up. 19, Stakes is High by De La Soul. Amazing De La Soul album. 18, 2001 by Dr. Dre. Formerly, I have this album all the way up at like 3. I used to think this was a 9.999 out of 10, almost a 10, so insane. But it's mostly because this is the album that introduced me to 90s hip-hop, so I just had a connection with it. Making this list made me realize how much I overrate it. There's so many better albums in this category, and just in general, I definitely don't think it's a 10 out of 10 album. 17 is Midnight Marauders by A Tribe Called Quest. Previously my favorite Tribe album. That has changed, as you will see in the rest of the list. 16, Me Against the World by Tupac. This is my favorite Tupac album by miles. I think it's amazing. His delivery throughout this album is almost perfect. I love the delivery he has on the bars, and the storytelling is absolutely ridiculous. 15, we have Only Built for Cuban Links by Raekwon. And ranking this here makes me realize I need to listen to more Wu-Tang Clan solo projects. I have never heard a Method Man solo project. I have never heard a Ghostface Killer solo project. So I need to get onto that and listen to all those, because I feel like if this one's that good, then they should all be at least that good or pretty good around there. 14 is the Marshall Mathers LP. 13, Fear of a Black Planet. So the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem, obviously. Fear of a Black Planet by Public Enemy. 12 is Ready to Die by Biggie. Give Me the Loot is probably my favorite song. End of sentence. 11, Food by MF Doom. People be saying Mad Villainy should be up here. People are talking. They'll be like, Mad Villainy is so good. It's amazingly produced. But Food is also amazingly produced, and the rapping is better in my opinion. And it's just more catchy. Number 10, this one has moved up on my list. It's been at number 1. It's been down at number 20. It's Illmatic by Nas. It's number 10. I think it's really good, and it deserves the praise that it gets. It's just not my personal favorite, but it is in the top 10, so you can't really cry that much. You can cry a little bit. Number 9, Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang Clan. This album, when I first heard it, I ranked it really low. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was like almost bland, and none of the songs were that catchy. I don't know how I was so wrong. Re-listening to this album has grown on me so much. Protect Your Neck is one of my all-time favorite songs now. I love all the members of Wu-Tang Clan. And like I said, I need to listen to their solo projects. Number 8, Black on Both Sides by Mos Def. This is a really good album that I only heard recently. I don't know why I didn't listen to Mos Def for so long. There was a long period of time in my life where I knew about Mos Def, and I just chose not to listen to him because I didn't think it was worth my time. It absolutely is worth my time. And so about 5-6 months ago, when I listened to Black on Both Sides, and also Mos Def and Talib Kweli are Black Stars, I realized that I'd made a mistake. Number 7, the Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest. My favorite Tribe album. Like I said, it used to be Midnight Marauders, but this one just passed it because the production is a lot jazzier and smoother, and the bars are really great. Storytelling, also fantastic. I find there is never a time when I am not in the mood to listen to the Low End Theory. I could be driving. I could be in class. I could be in the shower. I could be doing whatever. And I'm like, you know what could really make this better if I was listening to the Low End Theory right now? Number 6, The Infamous by Mobb Deep. The rapping on here is insane. I just love it. And the production, it's just right. I don't even want to say it's like insane or out of this world, but it's just right. It scratches the perfect itch. Number 5 on the list is Mos Def and Talib Kweli are Black Stars. 1, 2, 3. Mos Def and Talib Kweli. I mean, what more do I need to say? It's insane. Best alliance in hip-hop. And they were right about that. They are the best alliance in hip-hop. 4, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill. This doesn't fit really anywhere on the list. It doesn't sound like any of the other albums. But people often compare, at least I've seen people compare Illmatic to The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So if I have Illmatic on this list, I feel like I need to put The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill on this list. And it should be here at number 4, higher than Illmatic, in my opinion. It's an amazing album. And I just really needed to put this on the list to shout out Lauryn Hill for how amazing she is. Number 3, I have Liquid Swords by GZA. And if you're living in the world today, you'll be hearing the slang that the Wu-Tang say. It's perfect. I love this album. 2 is Donuts by Jay Dilla. Jay Dilla's production is just so insane. And despite this being an only instrumental album, it's catchier than most of the other albums I've named. The name of the game is Lightworks. It's constantly playing in my head. I love... Honestly, there's storytelling in this album, despite there being little to no lyrics anywhere. And it's oddly emotional. Like, I got kind of like choked up when I was listening to this album, even though it's just instrumental. It's so amazing. And if you haven't listened to it, it's an experience you need to have. Number 1, this is going to be hated on. Everyone's going to be dunking on me. They're going to be saying this shouldn't even be on the list. They're going to be saying, you're stupid. They're going to be saying you're white, which they're right about that last one. and maybe the other ones. But number one, I have Get Rich or Die Trying here on the list by 50 Cent. It's just so good. Every song is so catchy. Every song is a hit. The hits are huge. The production is there. The bars are there. 50 Cent has so much swag throughout this entire tape. It's not even a mixtape, sorry. Throughout this entire album. It's the best debut album. It's my favorite album. Like, it's the only one of the albums on this list that I have at a perfect 10 out of 10 score. I just can't find anything wrong with it. I only find more things to love. And people be hyping up In the Club, Many Men. And while those songs are amazing, some of my favorite songs on this album are like High All the Time and Heat. I love Heat. I think that's a great song. So there's something on this album for absolutely everyone. And I'm sorry for putting it at number one over your favorite album. But I felt like I had to be done just because it's my favorite. It's too perfect. So in conclusion, if you hate me, go ahead and hit the like button and share this with your friends so they can hate me too, because everyone wants to hate me. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you love Liquid Swords by GZA.